You have some reason for us to get together, right? Well, the start of the season, obviously, we got a chance to watch everybody last week. I think it was good for us. Got again a chance to go through our mock weekend with our team and keep getting better. The advantage for everybody else is they played a game and now they know what they need to fix. And we've got to get through a ball game, hopefully win it, and find out what we need to fix and get right into the Big 12 since it's, KU will be our second ball game. So, that's kind of where our big week this week. A lot of things going on. Obviously, new conference, doing the stadium, Dutch Meyer. So for me, it's hopefully all those things turn out to be positives, so I can check them off and then we can move forward and get ready to get into the season. But we're excited about it. I think our kids are excited. Like anybody else, you're a little bit antsy because you didn't play. We kind of kept them busy enough on Saturday that obviously they didn't get too much time to think about all that stuff anyway. And we had a Tuesday practice on Sundays, so we always do that so that we can get out of our pads, get into shorts faster, get your legs back, and all those kind of things. So that's kind of where we are as a program right now. We're getting ready. We got a Wednesday practice today.
The way that the camp laid out, Coach, do you feel like you got more work done, about the same, enough?
Well, you don't know. You get to it. But, we got a lot of preparation work. What it does is give you a little bit of preparation work for people down the road. But, that's, it's hard to go good on good and get that. So I think we're about to point after today because this will be our last day of pads where we'll still get as much good as we can get without getting anybody hurt and then go on. Still have our middle drills, still have our emphasis periods where we give each other a great look, and then you got to find out Saturday what you have and move forward.
You're not when you had to extend the wait to get into this first game, but just talk about, during the summer, do you ever look back and just think about the progression and the way to get where TCU's always kind of wanted to be?
Oh, it's been a long road. You got to learn from it. I think someday it's hard to look back and see all the hard work you put into it because I see all the hard work I got ahead of me. Because obviously, we didn't get in this conference, and I've said this before, to compete. Top of the pyramid says win a national championship. You still want to win a Big 12 title. And so that's the level where we're trying to get to. It's not going to be any different. It hasn't mattered what conference we've been in, what we've done, and how we've done it. We're not out there saying we're going to do it this year, but we're not saying that that's not what the goal is. So it's, and for us, recruiting, I think it's a 3-year plan. I've always said it's play everybody there once, us there once, and you kind of have a roadmap of what you're getting into because all the intangibles. You don't know how their locker room is. You don't know how their fans are. You don't know what travel's like. All the things that'll bother your team to get themselves ready to play. We got to get used to playing 11 o'clock games and playing early ball games. We played late ball. We like this year for getting ready for it. We scrimmaged. Every scrimmage we had was at 10:30. Every scrimmage we had here in the fall was always an early practice. Getting ready for. Most kids are going to be ready for later on in the day, but that one you got to get up and you got to get ready to go. So that's kind of where we are. We knew the Kansas game was going to be an 11 o'clock game too, so you got to get ready to play. But it's really remarkable. And you look at the stories. You probably look at Virginia Tech. You look at Kansas State. I think you put the story that people here at TCU have done to get where they're getting to. I think you put the story the same way. In some ways, we've gotten there, maybe even quicker. In some ways, but it's been. You got to give Coach Snyder a lot of credit because here's a guy that goes and then he's kind of falling off. He retires and then he comes back and he's in the Cotton Bowl in 3 years. So it's a guy that has a good plan. Still has focus and gets done what he needs to get done. It's remarkable. And so for us, the thing is, you're going to have a new stadium. You have all the things you have now. We got to go win. And I think the key to it though is have patience. I'm not a big patience guy when it comes to winning and losing, but even myself, I think you have to have patience. We're growing up. We've come a long way. Even in here in 2 days, this football team has grown up unbelievable. Now, because we don't have the depth we'd like to have, and we still need a long way to get where we need to get to. Because I've watched everybody. one of the things about having a little bit of extra time, you know, before when we were all down with practices, I watched half of Oklahoma State. I watched Oklahoma late at night while I was writing scripts Saturday night. I mean, I go down the list of everybody. I watched every Big 12 team that I could watch that we had on it. I think everybody's improved. I think heard Paul Rhodes say he maybe is the most talented team they've had in 4 or 5 years. And so, you know, as I look at it, I think it's going to end up being an interesting challenge. You know, how we fit into it and what we do, and that's okay.
Does this feel like the youngest team that you've had?
Well, it is. As far as the amount of guys in our 2 deep who will play on this Saturday, it'll be the youngest team that I've ever fielded, that I've been a part of here at TCU in 15 years. Not any doubt about it.
But do they feel that way? I mean,
well, I don't know. I'll tell you on Saturday. See if they play like freshmen or see if they play like juniors. We're going to find that out. Hopefully we play like juniors and seniors.
Gary, a couple times this August, you questioned the leadership of the defense, and the guys need to.
Yeah, I do that every August.
I know, but as the week for this week before this first game, has anybody?
No, I mean you have guys. Kenny Kane. I think there's guys. I think it's been a by committee. To be honest with you, one of the things I think, one of the things that's really been nice. You got Chad Glasgow back. Here's a guy that went off, played in the Big 12, has been a coordinator. You have a Randy Shannon that's attitude, has been a head coach, been a coordinator, won national championship. You've got a Dick Bumpus. You put in Coach Jennings has been here. You've got besides myself, you have 3 guys that have been coordinators. 2 have been head coaches. You got Eddie Williamson's been a head coach. You know, one of our secrets is we've had great guidance. You know, I've had the younger guys that have been able to run. I've had the older guys say, whoa, hold on there. When I was a younger head coach, I've always had people to bounce both directions. And you know, and we still have that. We've added a couple young coaches, and then the young coaches have grown up. And still Eddie and Dan is still here. Coach Sharp. I mean, Jared's been here with me since he's been a GA. You know, it's really kind of interesting. If you look, I don't know if you guys have kind of looked across the state of Texas, but you know, you've got the defensive coordinator at Texas State that just beat Houston. Craig Nybar was a GA for us at New Mexico. I mean, you got Kevin Brown's the offensive coordinator at UT San Antonio. You've got now the new offensive coordinator. Travis Bush at Houston. I mean, you got Coach Schultz out there. You know, if you go down the list of guys, there's a lot of guys that have left this place that are doing really good things. And so, you know, I think we have work hard, have a good plan, have good patience. You know, and so really for me, in answer to your question, the thing that really has been is that I think we've got good leadership on the defensive side. You know, we're not as deep, maybe as talented as what we've been in the past at linebacker. I think we're better up front than we were at defensive line. You know, I think we're more talented. Last year we had 2 seniors and maybe 1 sophomore, and all the rest of the guys were freshmen out of 11 safeties. I mean, it was like I felt like I needed to take diapers out of the field. You know, you had young corners besides Greg McCoy. Nobody else had played a lot. You know, we're not deep there because Travasky Garrett, you know, hurt his knee and had to redshirt again, so we lost one of those. I wish I could play with my practice squad because I got about 4 guys that have transferred that really makes a lot better football team right now. If they could play for us, but they're giving us great looks out there doing all the rest of the stuff. So, you know, we've got a long way to go where we got to get to. You know, it's hard for me to understand where reality is because, you know, I think we're better. Let's just say we are better on defense, but you don't know what that equivocates into stats and numbers. So I think the stat that's going to be most important for us is win. How do you hold one? Everybody wants to say, well, you weren't as good on defense. Well, it's all relative. We weren't as good as we've been in the last 3 years on defense, but we're still good enough to beat Boise by 1 or 2 points. Still good enough to beat a BYU team. The Cowboy Stadium, which you saw the other night, still good enough to beat a La Tech team that beat one Southeast Conference school and should have been another that I think is a really good football team, La Tech. And, you know, played about as bad as you could play on defense against Baylor, and still you lost 50-48. So, you know, where's reality? I don't know where reality is right now. So I think we got to play ourselves into it. You know, the hardest things I see on the schedule is that SMU has 2 weeks to get ready for us. Baylor has 2 weeks to get ready for us. You know, those are the 2. You know, they're already emotional games that teams get 2 weeks to get off, get rested. You know, as you get in your schedule and how you do things. And so outside of that, I think that's the only thing I don't like about scheduling. I don't think there should ever be off weeks, unless you take it off at the beginning or both teams have it at the same time. Because I definitely, in this day and age, of injury and all the things that go on. I think that's the one advantage that people get is having an extra week to get compared, and I just don't think we need to find a way for that not to happen. Because I definitely think it's an advantage for people.